Welcome back to the Dark Reading News Desk here at RSA. Terry Sweeney, contributing editor to Dark Reading, and I'm joined now by Papi Menon, VP of Product at Outshift by Cisco. Papi, thanks so much for joining us today on the Dark Reading News Desk.
Thank you for having me, Terry.
I appreciate you joining us. We're talking about innovation in cloud security, so it feels like we've landed in a good spot with you. Let's start. Could you tell us a bit about your Panoptica product, what it is, how it's evolved in the last year, and how it helps customers deal with security problems that are part of today's security landscape?
Wonderful. Yeah, so before I go into the details of Panoptica, I want to give a quick background on what Outshift is. So
Sure.
Outshift is Cisco's internal incubator, and our charter is to discover meaningful business opportunities for Cisco by looking at the landscape of emerging technology opportunities. And so one of the areas that we look at is cloud-native security. That's been an area of focus for us. And within that, we have incubated this product that's called Panoptica. And Panoptica is what we call a cloud-native application protection platform. That's a bit of a mouthful. The key idea here with the CNAP, or a cloud-native protection platform, is that the landscape of cloud-native application infrastructure is so heterogeneous, so fragmented, and so dynamic and ephemeral that you really need a platform that can look at the application lifecycle end-to-end, all the way from where the developer builds the code, all the way to where it runs out in the cloud and everything in between, to truly secure it. And that's what Panoptica does. It takes a very holistic look at the entire application lifecycle for a cloud-native app, and then it secures the entirety of it.
Well, it makes sense given, I mean, the platform approach is really like Cisco's bread and butter, and it's been sort of the history of the company, hasn't it?
Yes, that's exactly right. So Cisco has traditionally been a platform company, and we do take a very holistic approach to whatever area that we are in. So this is pretty much, like you said, bread and butter for us. But the cloud-native area is a little bit of a step away from Cisco's traditional strengths, and that's why it's the people within the incubator, within Outshift, who are doing it. So it's one of the things that we do at Outshift is we pursue new markets, new opportunities, we serve new personas. So this is a little bit of a different persona from the ones that Cisco traditionally serves, but we are doing it bringing very much that same platform lens to it.
Enterprise networking versus cloud-based services and applications.
Bingo, that's exactly right.
Interesting. So as today's landscape, security landscape evolves, where are you seeing like the most opportunities in the industry?
That's a great question. Boy, lots of opportunity out there. And one of the biggest that I'm seeing is the intersection of AI and cloud-native security. So cloud-native has always been a big area of growth. As you know, enterprises are spending more on cloud than they have on traditional on-prem software, and that's been the case for a while now. And now with the advent of AI, those two kind of waves coming together represents a real major area of opportunity, and that's something that we are focused on. So we are definitely looking at it both from the perspective of leveraging AI to improve our security products, and we are certainly doing that with Panoptica, but also looking at how we can improve our products to advance the use of AI within the enterprise. So in both directions, AI obviously brings a lot of transformational potential to enterprises. It also increases the threat surface area significantly. So there's opportunities and risks with both of these.
Where specifically do you see that transformational piece happening? Is it just the level of automation that AI can engender, or something else? What's AI bringing that wasn't there before?
So there are two things, and again, not to oversimplify, I think there's a lot of different ways that AI is transforming enterprise technology today. But if you look at it from a very broad lens, I think there are two kind of trends that you see. One is AI enables you to automate the grunt work of enterprise IT, right? So that's something that's happening. Automation is something that AI really helps advance very quickly. A lot of the work that used to be things like, for example, policy generation or automated remediation and things like that.
Log files, alerts, all these volumes of data that a person had to go through.
Exactly. There was a lot of just grunt work, if you will,
Sure.
right? And that has been automated away with the use of AI. The other area that AI helps is bringing entirely new classes of use cases, right, which previously just weren't possible before. Recombining things in entirely new ways, abstracting in entirely new ways of looking at data, unlocking business insights, and so on.
Right. You mentioned that you sit inside of this organization called Outshift. Can you say a bit more about this innovation arm and maybe some of its successes and a little bit of its history?
Wonderful. Yes, I'm happy to talk about that. So Outshift is Cisco's incubation engine. Our charter is to discover meaningful business opportunities for Cisco, and we do that by looking at emerging technologies that are out there and what we can build on the back of that. So we don't think of ourselves as a technology incubator. We are very serious about that. We are a business incubator. So what that means is, for example, I lead product management, design, and sales for Outshift. And one of the reasons I have that charter is we do have a small but mighty sales team. And the reason for that is we want to explore not just building a technology, building a new product, but also how do we take it to market. So what's the market we are going after? We want to serve new markets, new personas with new technologies. And in that kind of broad charter of what we do, there are a few areas we are looking at. One is cloud native security. Obviously, I talked about that, Panoptica and everything we're doing there with advancing the use of cloud native security in the enterprise. The other is AI. We are doing a lot in the AI space, and there's an intersection there with security and AI, but there's some AI native technologies and products we are looking at. One of the products that we recently announced is called Motific, which is an AI application hub that allows enterprises to deploy applications quickly within the enterprise. And then more futuristically, we are also looking at things like quantum networking and cryptography. So that's an area. So there are a few different areas. As an incubator, we always have multiple irons in the fire at different levels of maturity. So these are some of the broad areas we are looking at.
Papi, close us out by talking a bit about your own approach to innovation in cybersecurity and what your time at Outshift how it's impacted all that.
Yeah, so I've been with Cisco a little over a year now. I come from a series of startups. So, I used to be at HashiCorp before Cisco, building out the HashiCorp cloud platform. Before that, I've had stints at Docker, GitHub, MuleSoft, and other startups in this space. So I bring that very much that, we want to be very nimble, we want to be agile, just like a startup. One of the things being an incubator is very little, and the surface area of what you don't know is a lot, right? You're just trying to feel out this vast space of the unknown. And one of the things that we try to do there is we want, at every step of the way, we want to reduce the surface area of the unknown. So I tell my team that we operate in a high entropy environment. The goal is to reduce that entropy, right, in the areas that we pursue. So take every step with deliberately, with rigor, so strategically. So we want to look at the strategy that we are pursuing, we want to be rigorous, and we want to hold ourselves accountable to the goals that we want to accomplish. So those are the keywords that we live by.
Papi, great stuff, really great insights into this whole innovation and cloud security conversation. Really appreciate you doing the Dark Reading News Desk today.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you for having me.
We've been talking with Papi Menon, VP of Product for Outshift by Cisco. This has been Terry Sweeney for Dark Reading. Thanks for joining us on the News Desk. We'll see you next time.